Okay, I'd like to resume the public session of our meeting today. And report out of closed session, there is nothing to report. Before we go to item 5 here in public, I'd like to just mention that last week we lost a former board of trustee. We're saddened to learn of the passing of former board of trustee of Merced College, Mr. Lou Braxton. Mr. Braxton served as a trustee for 16 years, from 1996 to 2012. Our heartfelt sympathy and prayers go out to his family on behalf of the board and Merced College. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor our former trustee, Lou Braxton. Thank you very much. Welcome everyone to our board meeting, and welcome to my fellow trustees to my hometown, Los Banos. And we've had 2 busy days at a board retreat, and we're very tired, but we're excited and energized and jazzed. So let's move on. Item 6, any additions or changes to the agenda?
Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Moving back to item 5, here in the public. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to address the board at this time? All right, not seeing any, then we've gone to item 6 and took care of that. And let's move on to item 7, presentations. And we will start with item A, the Los Banos update.
I think I have it now. Oh, I definitely have it now. I want to welcome the Board of Trustees, our President, Vice Presidents, and of course all of you lovely people as well, to the Los Banos campus for our board meeting, our twice annual board meeting here. I'm going to go rather quickly through these, but I want to start with a little bit of history for those of you who are new trustees. And of course, if we have new vice presidents as well, they may not be cognizant of all of the ins and outs of the Los Banos campus. But I'll also do a little bit with enrollment trends and the food for us, and close with a couple of announcements. So the Los Banos campus has been around since 1971. Los Banos was an independent district, as all school districts were at that time, and the state determined that we needed to join with a community college district to form service areas. And so Los Banos was looking around as to who would be our community college district. The Modesto Junior College was already offering classes at the high school at night, but what our forefathers here wanted was a seat on the board and a center, and Merced College delivered. Okay, a center with 5 founding faculty and a dean. And it was the Los Banos campus downtown at what had been the Bureau of Reclamation building when they were building the dam. After Prop 13 passed, there were some difficult years in there, and we weren't sure whether the Los Banos campus was going to persist or not. But there was really a concerted effort by the citizens to secure facilities where Merced College could continue to offer classes in Los Banos. And so in 1982, we moved into a portable campus on 10 acres of land that had been donated to the college. And we were there a little bit past the lifetime of a portable building until 2007. Our permanent campus is where you are now, and it's the first phase of a planned build-out. As this area grows, this campus can grow out to meet the demand created by that population. Okay, so I just wanted to bring you up to speed. 2021 will be the year when we got our 50th anniversary here. Okay, so enrollment trends. Just looking a little bit at credit headcount here, just looking at students attending at least one class at the Los Banos campus, as a percentage over the last couple of years of the total district headcount. Now there's some duplication in there, not a lot, but some, as some students do take classes on both campuses. But you can see it's a fairly robust piece of the number of the students that are part of our district. Okay, and 18.2% this spring. Our full-time equivalents, though, even though we have more students of actual head count, the FTS has been kind of flat. It's down just a little bit. And so one of the things that's happened throughout the district, and I'm sure you've heard this before, is that with the economy better, folks are working part-time and taking classes more part-time, and so we're seeing that here as well. One last look at enrollment here. Just taking a look since we've been able to break it out, the full-time equivalent students here per year at the Los Banos campus. On the right-hand side, you can see a running percentage. And so this time we're about, our last year, we were about 13.8% of the total FTS for the district, so almost 14% of the credit headcount, or of the FTS generated here. One reason that that's so high is our really robust non-credit program, and you see that at the bottom of your screen where it says percent LB of total FTS on the non-credit side. Credit side, we're only about 13%, but on the non-credit side, we really run about 22% of the district, almost a quarter of the district's non-credit. And that's ESL in the main part, although there are other things in there as well. I'm just giving a little snapshot of what's going on here. Moving into the next thing, I just wanted to make you aware that tonight you'll see a contract for a contractor to do some earth movement on our food forest. That will be on the eastern edge of campus. We have been working to get this going for quite some time, and so I'm really thrilled that today we have something coming forward for you to get that onto the next phase. I've got some poster boards here at the back if you get a moment to walk around. You can take a look at the planting plans, the conceptual plans, and just an artist's view of what that might look like to students standing inside the food forest. Okay. So this is what the contractor is going to be doing. That sort of curvy oblong thing on the left is the hill that they need to create so we can have an amphitheater. Okay, so that work is underway. We've been meeting with contractors. We've got our construction drawings, our surveys are done, species selections done, planting plans ready, and so we're ready for that next step tonight. One final thing that I want to just make sure that you notice on your way out is that gravel lot that we had beautifully extended this last year to accommodate all those extra students is now lit as well with solar lighting, and it's looking really good. 3 times as bright as it was before, because now we have 3 lights and we didn't have any before. Okay, I'm going to close then with upcoming events. This Thursday we'll have Blue Devil Preview Day here on campus. It's already going on over in Merced. I see people with their shirts on today. If you wanted to come by, we'll be pretty busy that day, but you're welcome to do that. Also, you've received an invitation to the Merit and Award Ceremony for our graduating students, our Students of the Month, and other scholarship winners, May 12th at 6 p.m. and we would greatly appreciate it if you have time to come. Welcome you to come by for that. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Brenda. And we're very excited about the food forest moving forward, and we're working. I know you guys have been working hard on that, and we're excited about that, and hopefully we'll see it completed here soon. And on a side note, I haven't forgotten about the bike path. We still are working hard to try to make sure that we get a bike path to the campus, so that hasn't fallen off the radar. The next presentation I'm excited about, and our clubs on campus have been growing, and I'm excited to see that, and we have a new club on campus. And I'm really excited about it, but I'll tell you about that after the presentation. So, Cindy Chavez and the Metro Club.
On the side, but I also want to give a quick shout out. I brought my English 1A students in tonight. Some of them didn't know there was a board meeting, so I brought them in to kind of see what this is all about. These are our MECHA students. They're going to go into details as to what we're doing here and our not only current endeavors, but our future endeavors as well. So we'll start off with our president, and he'll go over the details.
Hi, thank you for having us. And so MECHA stands for Movimiento Estudiantil Chicano de Aztlán. So what is MECHA? MECHA is a national student organization that promotes social justice through higher education, cultura, historia, and political awareness. So Aztlán is a geographical place and state of mind. La Raza, the people, the community. And then, like the history of it is a Chicano movement that started in the 1960s. And it started because we demanded to be treated as equals. And the Plan de Aztlán is like the Chicano movement that we had. And then Plan de Santa Barbara is Plan for Higher Education, Mecha Philosophy. In Mecha, we educate our gente, our people, and the community around us. So we work together with other Mechas. So we just found out that we got added back into the list because we went to Seattle. So we got added into the region because they had taken us out because there really isn't anybody around here from the area that would go to the conferences. But since we went, we were added back to the list.
So at the beginning of this month, we had the opportunity to go to Seattle, and we were really happy to be there. So one of the things that we learned on there was we met a lot of people from a lot of community colleges, and it was a great opportunity for us to interact and share experiences as students. And one of the things that we learned from there, it was they always stayed really together and united in any events that they had to do during the school or outside school. So it was something a pretty cool experience for all of us. And the first pictures was at the airport. We were about to all go to Seattle. And in the second picture, it was when we had our our taco sale. And the third one was when we did the fundraiser here at school. And the last one is when we were all like Merced College and our campus as well. We were all together over there.
So these are some of the things that we do. We have weekly meetings. We have officers for pretty much like treasurer, secretary, all that. We have potlucks, retreats. One of the colleges that we visited was GCU. And then the conference that we're talking about is the one in Seattle that we got to go to. We do want to take like international trips to help out at different places. And then Corazón de Vida is one of them, and the Guatemala one is one of them. And Cinco de Mayo is something that we're looking forward to next spring semester. And Los Días de los Muertes is something that we want to do this fall semester coming up. Scholarships is something that we want to get started, and fundraisers is what we do every semester.
So Mecha, thanks you guys for having us here with you and for us to be able to share our experience and show you guys why we're in the club and why you guys should pay attention to us.
Can you tell us your names and what year on campus you are? Your name and what, you know, freshman or sophomore?
I'm a sophomore, and my name is Johnny Ponce.
And your title is president, right?
And I'm president, yeah.
And you're here on this campus?
Yes.
And my name is Bernice, and I'm here at the Las Vegas campus, and I'm the treasurer for our club, and I'm also a sophomore.
I am Vanessa Lopez, and I'm the public relationships from Metro Club, and I go to this campus.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Porras. I go to this campus, and I'm a freshman.
And I'm Manuel Eduardo Cifuentes, and I'm a sophomore. Thank you.
And I'm Cindy Chavez, and I'm an English instructor here.
And the advisor.
And the advisor, yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. And the reason I was mentioning I was excited about is when I was a junior at San Jose State University, I was the president of MECHA. And we went to a conference, a national conference, it was a statewide conference, it was at Fresno State University, my first experience at a different college. And I was sitting way in the back because there was thousands of students, and our keynote speaker was Cesar Chavez. And
Nice.
I didn't know the significance at the time when I was just coming out of a little farm town of Planada. But it was kind of awesome. Anyways, moving on. We are on item C, part-time faculty and part-time faculty of the year for the Alliance campus. No?
Then it's a part-time faculty.
The part-time faculty of the
Oh,
year.
sorry, I'm sorry.
That's what he said.
I thought he said something else.
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
All right, so, yes, I know I'm tired. Been running around the state. So, April is part-time faculty awareness month. And so every year we honor our part-time faculty. And today we'll just honor the ones that are in Los Banos, and then we'll honor the ones in May at the Merced campus when we're at the board meeting over there. So can my two come up here? Sorry. So the first one, Tim McNally. Sorry, I'm bad with names. So he's a part-time professor at the Los Banos campus. He's been here for about 18 years. He teaches microeconomics, macroeconomics, history 17B, and citizenship. And before that, he taught high school, and he did the advanced placement of history and government economics at Los Banos High School for 15 years. And he was the coach for girls basketball, softball, as well as boys tennis, cross country, and for many years. And he retired in 2014. He also owns a small toy store, sporting goods, and children's clothing stores in the Los Banos for the last 10 years. And in his free time, he likes recreation, parks, and the director, for the director of the city of Los Banos in 7 years. Thank you. And next, Leanne Thornhill. She's our part-time librarian for the Los Banos campus as well as for the main campus. She graduated from Merced College and earned her associate's degree in drama in 2003 and general studies in 2005. She transferred to Mississippi University for women's and, it's hard to read.
That's even harder to read.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize
University for Women in Columbus, Mississippi.
Okay, so we're University for Women in Columbus in Mississippi, where she earned her Bachelor of Arts degrees in English. And then she earned her master's at San Jose State and completed her master's for library and informational science in 2012. Leanne began working at the college in 2015. She serves for both the LRC and Los Banos campus libraries. She enjoys working with the students and helping them with all their skills, needs. Leanne brings her creative skills to both campus libraries, putting together displays on themes such as Banned Books Week and National Library Week. She even built a small jail cell for the banned books in the hiding site. In addition to her work in the library, she enjoys knitting, avid sports fan. Her favorite team is the Sharks. I think Dean Sigismund has some competition there, right? So congratulations.
I'm going to ask Mr. McNally and Ms. Thornhill if you would mind come up and shaking our hands, because we want to congratulate you personally, and we thank you for your work as our part-time faculty. Several of us on the board were also part-time, so we know what you go through. Thank you once again. Moving on to item D, the preliminary budget for 2017-2018. And who is Joanne?
We're here, we got it.
Okay, all right. You're on.
I know, well, thank you. I know how much y'all love budget and how much you'd like to have me talk for an hour or more, but we will try to keep this brief for you. There's not that much different right now from where we were in January. We're still looking at the governor's budget of $94.1 million, and that represents about a 1.48 COLA, which is to us approximately $780,000. Our base funding at the state level is $23.6 million, which is approximately $215,000. I wish it was million. To the district, there's no increase for the students. There's no increase in student fees next year. Woohoo! And we're projecting that our FTES will come in about $96.50. The one thing that I will add to this is that at the state level, the budget hearings have started. So at the Assembly Budget Subcommittee, they heard from the Department of Finance, the Legislative Analyst's Office, and the Chancellor's Office. The topics that they discussed were apportionment, guided pathways, the online initiative, integrated library innovation awards. No decisions were made, but the lively discussion was around apportionment and guided pathways. If you remember from the discussion back in January, the apportionment that is being discussed is our portion of the Prop 98. So they're looking at the Prop 98 split. And at that time, Governor had said he was going to reduce the split and we were only going to get 10.87% as opposed to our 10.93%. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, except it's $43 million. And so there's been a lot of dialogue at the state level that we should have that. Just because we're not growing doesn't mean our expenditures are not getting higher. So that's basically the growth money that was taken away from us. And they said you can't have it, so we're going to give it to K-12, which is also not growing. So that didn't make any sense. There's been a lot of discussion around that. And I think there's going to be some, I hope there's going to be some good news for us in May.
So looking at our expenditure assumptions for 17-18, again, this is based on the governor's January proposal. We're looking at our full-time faculty obligation number for fall 16 did exceed our compliance number. Looking at step and column and longevity increases, right about $550,000, which is pretty much on par with previous years. We did see an increase in medical benefits, about a little over 3% for active employees, about $170,000. And for retirees, the rate increase, it ranged about between 4 and 5%. And that rate increase would have increased our cost about $150,000. However, we did see a decrease in the number of retirees, and so our net cost is only about $10,000 as a result of that. Did see increases in PERS and STIRS. PERS up to about an additional $250,000. STIRS, a little less than $500,000. And STIRS is based on the legislatively approved increases up through year 2021. And so we'll continue to see increases every single year as a result of that. We did see a slight decrease in our dental rates. Vision will be exactly the same as the current year. It hasn't changed for the last several years. And then we do have annuity payments for our CERB program that we offered a few years back. $554,000 is the total of payments that we'll be making for 17-18. And this year, 17-18 will be the final year for the first CERB that was offered. And so that will be about $296,000 that will be reduced from the budget the following year.
Joe, will you explain to our new board members the CERB?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the district offered a supplemental retiree plan early retirement plan for employees that were close to retirement. We did this 4 years ago, I believe, in 2013, I believe was the first one. And then we offered an additional CERB the following year. And so what that does is those employees retire, the savings to the district comes in the form of not placing those positions right away. So we put those positions go away, they're not filled right away, and then when they are, obviously they come in at a lower step and column than the employees that left. And so we do see some savings there. We do have to make an annuity payment on behalf of participating in the program. So that's where the $554,000 comes in for the two separate programs that we provide to employees.
Thank you.
Is that what they refer to sometimes as a golden handshake, right? Kind of, sort of.
A golden handshake actually adds to your retirement plan. This gives you a dollar amount for 5 years that just is money that's given to you. So it's a little different than a golden handshake, but it achieves kind of the same thing. It helps, especially younger, not younger, but faculty that have not hit 65 yet. If they retire at 55, you get some extra years of income before you hit those Social Security years. So that's what it's designed to help do. We also saw, this came up at the budget committee, we saw $1.6 million savings from those CERBs in the first 2 years. And then it got less and less as people were hired back and et cetera. But that's a pretty hefty savings. So that's how we got from $3 million loss to a $1 million loss. I mean, that was exactly how we did it.
Trustee Lashman,
yeah, well, the second CERB, was that 1 year later or 2 years later?
1 year later.
Okay, then we're done.
Right. So our payment that we make in July of 2018 will be the final CERB.
Question over here.
What's the count of faculty that took advantage of this CERB program?
Wow, we'll have to get back to you on that.
Just roughly, just to kind of wrap my head around.
For faculty, it was probably, I want to say around 10. It was right around there. And I think it was 10, roughly 10 for each year. Right around there.
All right. Anything else? Or we're not done yet?
No. Not quite.
All right.
Just about.
Okay, go ahead.
So I just wanted to point out some of the items that are not included in some of our assumptions right now. We do have planned expenditures, which are certain items that are discussed at cabinet, different items that impact various departments across campus or impact the district as a whole, again, that are decided upon at cabinet. None of those have been discussed or included right now. We do have our resource allocation process that we have not finalized as of yet. We have departmental augmentation requests that have not been included. And as of right now, there's no provisions for any new positions or negotiated raises. But obviously, those items will be added as we move forward with the budget development process. And just wanted to point out one other assumption that was included as part of the governor's January proposal. He did include $43.7 million for maintenance and instructional equipment. And the district has the flexibility to determine how much goes to each of those programs. So we'll determine that locally. We also do not have a match as we have not had we haven't had a match for the last several years, and we will not have a match again for 17-18. And so as a result of that $43.7 million, we expect to receive about $350,000, which is significantly less than what we received this current fiscal year, which was close to $1.5 million.
The next steps that we go through that the board can expect to see, the tentative budget will be based on the May revise, which we looked on the Chancellor's Office website today, and it said it will be out in May. That was a great revelation. We were looking for the date, but we didn't get one. We will add any of the costs that have been approved. We'll look at the projected fixed costs that are coming up, because we do know what some of those are going to be. They'll be added in. This is for the tentative budget that has to be passed by June 15th. We'll identify the planned resources and the resource allocation, and we will identify allowable salary and benefits to transfer to grants as that comes up. And that has been actually a big help as we discover, as we've been through some of these processes, we discovered some expenditures that actually qualified for some of the grants. And we would never put anything in there that didn't qualify or that was supplanting in any way, but it's really been very helpful. We're also looking at pursuing alternative revenue sources, such as facility rentals, which is actually going up every year. And so and the indirect costs from grants. Dr. Adam is very aware of the indirect cost rate, and he will be working hard to include it in any grants that we have going forward. And that is where we go next from here.
Any questions from the board? All right. Well, thank you so much for your report.